Welcome back this evening. It's time once again to let the noise of the day fade quietly into the distance. You've made it here, a calm space where there's nothing left to finish and nothing waiting for you but rest. So take a slow breath in and let it go. The story tonight is called The Mountain That Held the Moon. It's about a place high above the clouds where the night seems to stop just long enough for the moon to rest its tired light. A mountain that feels more alive than stone, where each step carries you closer to quiet. And somewhere along the way, you may forget whether you're climbing or simply drifting upward in a dream. So settle in. Let your eyes grow heavy, your breathing easy and slow. There's nowhere else to be and nothing else to do. Just follow the path as it rises into stillness and see where the moon decides to rest tonight. The first time I saw the mountain, it was already holding the moon. It rose from the horizon like a shadow caught mid-breath, its peaks curved in a way that seemed almost deliberate, as though shaped to cradle light. The moon sat perfectly between them, round and low, balanced on the tips of stone. It didn't rise or fall, it just rested there, steady and bright, like it had finally found somewhere to stay. I was standing at the edge of the valley when I noticed it. The air was cold enough to make my breath visible, but not cold enough to sting. The grass moved like dark water in the wind, whispering with each sway. And even from far below, I could see the faint shimmer of the rocks near the summit, silvered by the moon's touch. I started walking without really deciding to. The path wasn't clear, just a thin suggestion through the tall grass that seemed to appear with each step I took. Behind me, the valley exhaled a long, low sigh, the kind that fills the night before snow. I kept my eyes on the light, steady and patient, glowing like a promise at the top of the world. After a while, I came to a stream, narrow, fast, and full of tiny reflections that looked like broken pieces of the moon. When I knelt to touch it, the water was warm. Not in a strange way, more like it had been traveling too long and learned how to hold a little of the day inside it. It made me think the mountain might be older than I first thought, old enough to remember when the world itself still glowed. I followed the stream until it curved upward, running along a trail that grew rockier the higher I went. The sound of water faded, replaced by the hush of wind against the stone. Above me, the moonlight painted a path of silver dust across the mountain's face. I began to climb, each step quieter than the one before. The slope grew steeper as I climbed, but it wasn't difficult, more like the mountain was carrying part of my weight for me. The rocks underfoot were smooth and pale, almost polished, and they glimmered faintly where the moonlight touched them. Each time I paused to rest, the wind shifted, brushing past like someone moving carefully not to wake me. Even the air felt intentional here. As I reached a small ridge, I found a patch of strange flowers. They grew directly from cracks in the stone, thin, white stems topped with petals that seemed to glow from within. When I leaned closer, I realized the petals weren't petals at all, but flakes of mica, tiny mirrors catching bits of the moon and tossing them back. I stood there a long while, letting the shimmer of them ripple through my eyes until everything around me seemed to hum softly. I continued upward, the path narrowing to a ledge that curved around the mountain's shoulder. Below, the valley was a sea of dark motion, clouds drifting low, carrying bits of starlight like lanterns. The higher I climbed, the quieter it became, until my heartbeat was the only sound that seemed to exist. Somewhere above me, I could feel the moon waiting. At one turn, the trail vanished completely, replaced by a sheer wall of stone. It looked smooth, but when I touched it, the surface gave slightly beneath my hand. Not like rock, but like something that remembered being alive. I pressed my palm flat against it and felt warmth. Not from the sun, but from something deep within. When I looked down, faint lines of light ran under my fingertips, tracing the shape of my hand like veins waking up. The glow spread slowly, forming delicate strands that moved up the wall, curving toward the summit. I didn't understand what I was seeing, but it didn't frighten me. It felt like the mountain was saying something, but in a language made of light. Then, as quietly as it began, the glow faded. I took it as a sign to keep moving, and when I stepped away, the stone cooled again, holding its secrets just beneath the surface. The moon above hadn't shifted. It was still waiting, perfectly balanced between the peaks, as though the mountain refused to let it go. The air thinned as I climbed higher, though it didn't make me tired. It felt lighter up here. Thinner, yes, but also cleaner, almost bright. Each breath seemed to carry the faint taste of stone and wind, and something else I couldn't quite name, like memory. The path leveled for a while, winding through a narrow pass where walls of rock leaned close together, whispering to one another when the breeze passed through. In that narrow place, the light shifted. The moon was no longer above me, but directly ahead, framed perfectly in the small slice of sky visible between the cliffs. The sight stopped me where I stood. It wasn't the same white light I'd known before. It had deepened somehow, turning soft and golden, as though tired of being bright. I kept walking, the glow ahead pulling me forward. Every few steps, I thought I heard a faint ringing, distant, melodic, like glass chiming in slow motion. At first, I thought it was the wind against the stones, but as I drew closer to the sound, I realized it was coming from the ground itself. Tiny fragments of crystal glittered in the dirt, catching the moonlight and singing in almost inaudible tones. When I knelt to touch one, the sound stopped, not abruptly, but as if it had finished its part in a larger song. The air felt still again, full of expectation. I stood slowly, brushing my hands against my coat, and the faint shimmer of dust that followed looked like falling stars trapped in miniature. The path turned upward again, and I followed it into open air. The cliffs fell away behind me, and suddenly, there it was, the summit, not far now, just above a final ridge of dark rock. The moon hung directly above it, impossibly close, so near that I could see faint textures across its face, valleys and shadows and the soft scars of time. It didn't glow brighter. Instead, it seemed to breathe, slow and even, like a living thing asleep in its cradle of stone. I stood there for a while, unsure if I should keep climbing. It felt wrong to disturb such a quiet balance, but the mountain didn't resist. The trail ahead curved gently upward, and a faint silver light traced the way. So I continued on, step by careful step, toward the mountain's heart and the resting moon above. The final final stretch of the climb felt different. The air was still, the kind of stillness that isn't silence but anticipation. Each sound, the scuff of my boots, the whisper of fabric, the soft brush of wind, seemed to echo longer than it should. It was as though time had slowed its pace to match mine. The slope curved inward, forming a shallow bowl of stone where pale grass grew in delicate patterns. The blades shimmered like threads of silver under the light, swaying in unison though there was no breeze. I paused there, realizing I had stepped into a place where sound no longer carried. My breath vanished into the air without a trace. Even my thoughts seemed quieter, as if the mountain itself was listening. In the center of the hollow stood a single tree. It was small, twisted by wind and age, but its branches glowed faintly, reflecting the light from above. A thin ring of stones encircled its roots, and within that ring, the ground shimmered faintly like the surface of calm water. The moon's reflection lived there, not mirrored, but present, as though a piece of it had come down to rest. I approached slowly. The reflection didn't ripple when I stepped closer. Instead, the light shifted around me, softening until everything was silver and blue. I knelt beside the pool and looked in, expecting to see my own face. But there was nothing. No image, no movement, only the steady gleam of the moon looking back without eyes. For a long moment, I forgot to breathe. It wasn't frightening, just strange. The kind of strange that makes you feel both smaller and larger at the same time. The light seemed to press against my skin, not harshly but with warmth, as if testing whether I belonged here. I whispered something, I don't remember what, and the reflection flickered once, as if nodding in reply. When I stood again, the tree shivered faintly. Its branches tilted toward the moon, and I noticed small, round shapes hanging among the leaves, not fruit, but tiny orbs of pale light, like miniature moons. They pulsed gently, in rhythm with the glow above. It was then I realized the mountain wasn't just holding the moon, it was feeding it, keeping it alive through the long night. I stayed near the tree for a long time, unsure if I was supposed to do something or simply bear witness. The orbs hanging from the branches pulsed softly, each one releasing a faint shimmer that drifted upward like ash from a slow-burning fire. The strands of light rose until they vanished into the air above, drawn toward the moon as though returning home. It was quiet, reverent, a ritual that needed no audience, only presence. I walked slowly around the pool, careful not to disturb its surface. Each step released a faint glow beneath my feet, soft as fireflies stirring from sleep. I couldn't tell if it was the mountain's light or my own reflection breaking apart. Either way, the path behind me gleamed briefly before fading back to stone. The moon hung lower now, heavy and warm, as if leaning into the mountain's embrace. Then something shifted, not in sound but in the feeling of the air. It deepened, not darker, just fuller, like the space between heartbeats. The light in the pool flickered once more, and I saw movement ripple across its surface, a shape rising, soft and faint as breath. At first, I thought it was a trick of reflection, but the outline grew clearer, a figure made entirely of light, fluid and translucent. It wasn't human, not exactly, more like the idea of someone made from the same pale glow that lived inside the moon. The figure turned toward me slowly, and though it had no face, I felt seen, not watched, recognized. It lifted one hand, and the air trembled slightly, like the sound of distant glass breaking in slow motion. The moon above shimmered in response, its light bending in a thin, silvery arc that stretched downward, a single beam connecting us all, the moon, the mountain, the figure, and me. Then, just as quickly, the glow faded. The pool went still, and the figure dissolved into mist. When it was gone, I felt no loss, only calm. The orbs in the tree dimmed one by one, their lights spent, and the moon above brightened slightly, as if renewed. The wind returned, soft and slow, curling around me like a breath drawn by the mountain itself. Whatever had happened here had always happened, and would happen again long after I was gone. I stayed until the first edge of dawn touched the far horizon. The light was faint, diluted, the kind that feels more like a memory than a sunrise. The moon still lingered between the peaks, resting low and content, as if reluctant to leave. The mountain seemed to hold it a little longer, the way someone might hold a friend's hand before saying goodbye. When I finally began to descend, the world below was still asleep. Mist filled the valley in slow turning waves, hiding and revealing the path in alternating breaths. Each time the wind shifted, I caught a glimpse of the stream again, the same one I'd followed up the slope. Now its surface shimmered with a thin reflection of light, as though carrying a piece of the moon back down to earth. The air smelled of stone and grass and something faintly metallic, like rain that hadn't yet fallen. The mountain no longer glowed, but it still felt awake, warm beneath my palms when I steadied myself against its walls, steady as a heartbeat beneath the surface. I couldn't tell if it was gratitude or simple awareness, but either way, it felt like parting on kind terms. Halfway down, I stopped to rest at the ridge. The valley below stretched endlessly, tinted blue by the fading night. The stars were nearly gone now, their faint glimmers washed pale by the growing light. Yet, when I turned to look back, the moon was still there, resting quietly between the peaks. It would move soon, I knew that, rise again somewhere else, glowing for someone I'd never meet. But for a brief moment, I like to think it remembered me, the way the mountain surely would. Maybe every bit of light we notices us back, even if only once. Maybe that's what keeps it moving. When I reached the base of the valley, the sun had climbed enough to touch the farthest slopes. The peaks shone pale gold, and for an instant, it looked as though the mountain itself had begun to glow again. I smiled, not certain if I'd imagined it, and didn't mind either way. Then I turned toward the quiet road, carrying the faint light with me, tucked somewhere deep where dawn and memory meet. So here's where the story ends. The mountain stands quiet again, its peaks touched by the first gold of morning. The moon has gone, but its glow lingers, faint, soft, and steady, like breath fading into sleep. You can rest now too. Let the rhythm of your breathing match the slow turning of the world. Let your thoughts drift down the slope like clouds sliding over stone. There's no need to hold on to anything, not even the light. It will always find you again. The night is still here, patient and kind. It waits without asking, hums without words. And somewhere high above, the moon is resting once more, waiting for another story, another climb, another quiet witness. Sleep deeply, knowing the mountain holds its peace, and that a part of it holds you too. The world is turning softly now, and you can let go.